I feel like someone saying, "Oh, don't you think your mum's sexy?" It's like, well, I mean, I don't have the capacity to think that. If you clip that down to me just saying my mum is sexy or something, I'm going to punch you both in the dicks.
Well, now we've got to.
Hello and welcome to episode 37 of the MisanthroPod. I'm Snipe, and as always I'm joined by Wib, say hello.
Hello.
And I'm joined by Drummat, say hello.
Hi.
So you're back, not that you went anywhere.
Where the fuck were you last time?
I was in Portugal.
Okay, that's a valid excuse.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
I mean, I did offer to take some recording stuff with me if you didn't manage to find a host.
Oh no, we found another third host who was very lovely.
Yeah, no, he was too...
Who spoke about some very serious topics very close to my heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was slightly annoyed because I was like, okay, they'll find a host and hopefully they'll find someone who's less interesting, less internet famous and less cool than me, and you did the opposite of all of those things. So now I just feel like I'm just inferior following up.
Oh no, you're a very special drummer, bud.
You are.
So yes, joking aside, yes, thank you, Remlays, for filling in.
Yes, thank you very much.
It was. I did listen, and it was very good.
I imagine that's kind of weird to listen to.
Yeah, it was kind of bizarre.
Be like watching, I don't know, someone else fuck your wife or something. I don't know.
On a much less sexual level.
I mean, if you're into that, that's fine. Like, I ain't judging or anything. Just, you know. Okay, shall try and get this podcast into some vague order?
Yeah, well, I mean, I do have some vague follow-up bits from the previous podcast.
Okay,
sure.
If you're interested.
Absolutely.
So, seeing as now this is the Dick and Balls podcast,
apparently,
I have some feedback on my favourite movie, Dick and Balls.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, there's two slightly different categories, right? So, possibly the most entertaining Dick and Balls, I've got to go with Tenacious D, Pick of Destiny. You don't see the Dick and Balls, but it's explicitly mentioned of turning off lasers. So, it's quite a functional Dick and Balls. You
see the Wernus push through the underpants and press a button.
You see the bulge.
You see the bulge, but you don't see an actual dick, and there's even no balls, so I'm not entirely sure it counts.
So I guess maybe that's an honourable mention. Maybe,
so honourable mention.
Because we only saw the dick.
Okay,
instead
that's
of the dick
fair.
and the balls.
Well, I have my actual first choice of Dick and Balls in a film.
Can I hazard a guess?
You can.
Is it Will Smith's Dick and Balls?
It is not. It's one. You didn't mention it. You mentioned Will Smith's when you were talking about it.
Okay.
It's a manly chunk of a man, Mr. Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy?
Yeah.
I have not seen that gentleman's Dick and Balls.
Bronson, which is an excellent film.
Yeah.
Where he basically plays Charles Bronson in prison, mostly in prison, and at various times covers himself in body paint and butter and just runs at guards naked. Basically.
Yeah, I've heard Charles Bronson is a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, but he's an entertaining lunatic.
Yeah.
It's a very, very good film.
Yeah, wasn't he locked up for fairly minor charges and then has just stayed in prison because he just keeps assaulting prison guards and generally causing a fuss?
In essence, yeah. He's an artist now, apparently, so...
okay.
What that says about artists or him, I'm
honestly, okay, I'm going to straight up say this. Covering yourself in body paint and butter and throwing yourself at a prison guard, that is art. I can say that because I'm an artist.
And you know.
And I know what art is. So he's always been an artist. Now he's just calling himself one.
Yeah, maybe. But it's a... Dick and Balls, even excluding that, it's a very good film. I do recommend it. I think it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know if it is now.
But the Dick and Balls made it good, huh?
I'm surprised you weren't going for Doc Manhattan's Blue Dick and Balls.
Yeah, that's good.
Blue Dick and Blue Balls.
That's just slightly too intimidating. Like, Tom Hardy's is pretty impressive, but... I don't know where I'd put
it's a relatable penis.
Yeah, exactly. You'd know what to do with it. It's just like slightly extrapolating from the norm. Whereas the big giant blue one.
You know what I feel sorry for is the people that listened to the last podcast first because Rem was on.
And now everyone thinks we're just going to talk about dicks.
And then they've turned into this one, like going, oh, I'll listen to the next one as well, you know. And then it's just, is this all they do? They just talk about balls and dicks. Is this what they actually do all the time?
Well, I thought you officially renamed the podcast last time.
As did I, apparently. Wib the Iron Fisted has said no.
Oh, okay.
No.
So...
All right.
I think we should probably try and shift ourselves away from the dick and
Okay,
balls.
moving slightly on then. Other quick thoughts I had about last week. You mentioned Maximum the Hormone without me.
I know,
Oh,
I'm sorry.
This makes me very upset because I want to go on about how good they are every time they're mentioned.
Maximum the Hormone are a
They are
very,
the
very
best
good band.
They're fantastic.
The best band that you can't really find anywhere. Like, they're not on
Yeah.
Spotify or anything. They don't have much stuff on YouTube. And it's hard to find because it's half...
And they're on hiatus at the moment because the drummer's pregnant.
No, they're back from the hiatus.
Oh, they're back from hiatus.
Yeah, we found that out over a year ago. Unless she's been gestating for several years.
If you're pregnant with triplets, you gestate for like what was it, 27 months?
I don't think that's how that works.
I have seen people I've met people who genuinely thought that. So
Oh, that's excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
really good band. We're sorry,
Very
we're
good.
sorry, drummer Matt.
And my final point was that I feel like someone has to defend Carrot Cake.
Oh no. Okay, podcast is over. Thank you very much for listening to MisanthroPod. It's been a long, tedious journey thanks to drummer Matt and his carrot cake agenda, but that's okay.
Can I qualify it,
very
or
much.
is this it's over?
No, MisanthroPod's over now.
Okay.
No one can defend carrot cake because it's the worst.
I'll be the reasonable one and let you qualify.
Okay. Mostly because if you do it right, it basically just tastes like a really moist, excellent sponge cake, but also you can pretend it's healthy because it's made of carrots. So you don't notice, apart from the fact that you can allow yourself to eat more.
But what if I just ate a carrot after I ate a really nice bit of cake that didn't have any carrot in it?
Well, because then you still only get to have... You don't get to eat a bad thing every time you eat a good thing. Right?
That's
Yeah.
the way it works, though. It
that is-
nullifies it.
That's why like chocolate raisins are the world's greatest food because they are exactly as healthy as they are unhealthy, so they don't count as anything.
So
Yeah,
you
so
can
you
eat
just eat that and it's like
infinite-
nothing.
Sorry, functionally infinite. Chocolate raisins.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, my compliments to carrot cake go out the window then. Fair enough. All right.
See?
Yeah. Fucking own.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, hold my hands up.
Put
one's
that
done.
in your mixing bowl and bake a carrot cake.
But I do like carrot cake. I like carrot cake icing as well. You have like a cream cheesy type icing instead of like a normal icing, and it's excellent.
Dude, just have mashed potato.
What? If the only carrot cakes you've had taste like mashed potato, that's why you don't like it.
Okay, no, I'm saying carrot cake icing is basically mashed potato.
But it's like cheesecake on top of as icing.
No, it's fucking mashed potato with carrots in it.
I don't think it is.
All right, anyway, this was only meant to be a minor point.
I'm starting to realise that maybe my mother was an even worse cook than I have been led to believe.
That's
Quite possibly.
yeah.
But anyway,
There is that.
it was only meant to be a minor point, so
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
should probably move on.
Probably.
So yes, as I mentioned. Oh yeah, but before I do move on, again, thanks to Emily's for filling in.
Absolutely.
Much appreciated.
He's a
So
very
you saved me
good-
having to lug
very great.
microphones to Portugal. So, which wouldn't have been so much of an issue because we drove, but the issue was that the car is now on 142,000 miles.
Oh, that's not that bad.
It's more than a car should have, and it's on its original
Yeah.
exhaust, original clutch, and it started to rattle more than when you were last in it.
Oh god.
God.
And we genuinely were worried that it wouldn't come back, so we kind of tried to pack minimally, so if the car did just break down, we could just leave it by
You
the
could
side
just
of the
leave it
road
there.
and get the train back. So taking the mic wouldn't have been an issue, but we might have lost it. But the car was fine, weirdly enough. So
Huh. Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm glad all the old car. We never did give it a name, did we?
Monty,
Monty.
yeah,
okay,
Ruth
yeah.
named it. That's-
Okay. Well, you didn't tell us. Oh, good old Monty.
Yeah, he does well. Like, yeah.
Oh.
Portugal is very nice if anyone gets a chance to go. We went to the north, so away from all the bits where the British tourists go.
Yeah, you don't want to go there. Trust us.
I went to the bit where all the British tourists go. It was shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's basically like Skegness with sun.
Yeah, a little bit.
Makes no sense to anyone not from the UK, I imagine, but like just fairly terrible seaside.
I feel that you can gather all you need to know about Skegness by simply hearing the name.
Yeah. It sounds about as fun and hygienic as it is.
Yeah.
Because especially because people go, "Oh, you're going to Skeg," and you're like, "Mate."
I know, people usually say Skeggy.
No, I've always heard it as Skeg, which
Well-
sounds like skag.
I think... I don't know, I'm
Which is
just
what
thinking
people
of...
primarily consume in Skegness.
I don't know, it just makes me think of
Bucket of skag,
the
please.
Skeksis.
Can I have some skag? I need some ease and some skag.
Anyway, not related to the last podcast, but to the one before it, we set up that really stupid email.
Oh yes, we did.
Yes! That amazingly stupid email.
Did you get any emails through to that, Matt?
I have it up right now, almost as if we prepared something.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
We have a grand total of 1 email.
Ooh!
Okay. Can you remind everyone what the email address
The email address,
that was?
well, it was hopefully going. It was originally wanting to be something like specifically Drumblebee at snipeandwib@gmail.com. Unfortunately, apparently Gmail has a character limit on their email addresses.
Which I think is completely unfair.
Yes, completely unfair. So we set it up to be only drummermat instead of specifically. So it's only drummermat at snipeandwib@gmail.com.
Good.
At
good.
is spelled out
At
AT.
yeah. Only drummermat because it'll only be me who reads it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if anyone wants to send any questions
Or any, like, sexy fan art of
Yeah.
Drummer Matt.
or
Yeah, that'd
feedback
be good.
telling me that Remlace did a much better job, I mean,
Because, well, yeah.
I don't need to be told, but I mean, go for it. But yes, we had 1 email, and I assume we can say who it is. I assume they didn't say that they want to be anonymous.
Okay, yeah, you guys should specify if you want to be anonymous or not.
Yeah.
Because we will just smear the walls with your name.
Yeah. From a lovely chap called, let me see if I can pronounce it, Inquisitor Zashan.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
merely telling us that we are good people, and that made me feel warm and fuzzy.
Aww.
Well, thank
I
you
assume
very
he's
much,
referring to all
Inquisitor.
3 of us rather than specifically me being good people. Like single.
Oh, yeah.
You are good people, Drummer Matt.
I assume most people absolutely despise us. They only tune in for you, Matt.
Yeah. To be fair, I'd only tune in for Drummer Matt as well.
Well, I mean, with the high quality content so far, which is just recycled from last time.
Hey.
Shh! Don't make it so obvious, dude.
We're being responsible. We're recycling, keeping this podcast carbon footprint neutral.
True.
It's the way we do it.
Yeah, maybe one day we should set up an email address for the questions that isn't so stupid, but I think right now we should stick with this
Well, I
one.
mean, people could always
fine.
forward questions or statements or whatever to snipeandwibplay@gmail.com, but we need to set up a new one that isn't only drummermat at snipeandwib@gmail.com. Oh god, that's a lot of fucking words.
You can put the
I
link
said.
in the little description, can't you? So people.
Oh
can
yeah,
click
yeah,
it.
I'll do that.
In
So
the
yeah,
app,
if anyone wants to send anything to us, then for the podcast anyway, send it to that stupid email address that will be in the description.
You see, like, this is so fucking stupid.
Yes,
Because
it
usually
is.
it's like, it should be questions for podcasts, not only drummermat at snipeandwib@gmail.com.
Well, what it means is that only the true fans.
Don't
Like,
bring up
send
no
it to
true
the right
Scotsman
one.
kind of thing. That's bullshit. Come on.
I am joking.
No true Scotsman would ever listen to the MisanthroPod.
I don't know. I think there's at least one.
Okay, there's one true Scotsman that listens to the
Surely there can only ever be one true Scotsman. Like,
Oh!
if you're not the one, you're like an inferior copy.
There can only be one, as they say.
Exactly.
Go on, Matt, what else
hey.
have you been up to?
So, it's been 4 weeks, so you'd think I'd have something to talk about.
Yes!
And surprisingly, I do! Yay!
Oh,
I have been playing Banished.
oh,
My dude!
Good choice.
Yeah, because I heard you
My
go on about
dude.
it. Well, not go on about it, you've mentioned it in passing a few times.
Yes.
Have we ever spoke about it on here?
I think I might have brought it up very briefly, just saying I've wasted like 400 or 500 hours on
Yeah,
that
I
fucking
think I'm
game.
only up to like 20 or something, but that's not bad.
I think
for a
in
few
an
weeks.
early podcast you talked about it
Mm.
quite a lot.
But I do, it's very good. I just started it just on like a medium difficulty, so like the medium starting conditions and medium weather. And yeah, so far, like, it's quite relaxing that no one's died or anything yet, basically.
Oh, when it goes south
Yeah,
pretty much.
I had one. So I
instantly.
had one moment. So yeah, I was thinking. I got up to like 30 or 40 people, and I basically built every structure you can build. And I was like, well, I mean, I've finished, right? Like the only thing I hadn't built was I built like a church, which is like a big resource hog, and I built. I think I only,
it's good for
I hadn't
happiness.
built like one building or something, and like I was like, oh well, I mean, I'm done with this now, right? There's not really. It's not like a, Sim City or whatever, where you build the big monuments and then that's the sort of aim. I was like, oh, there's nothing left to build, so this is me done after a few hours. I'll start again on hard difficulty. I was like, oh, I'll just finish up. And then, yeah, I realised that everyone started to die.
Yep.
And it was
That happens pretty quick.
Yeah, it happened alarmingly quick. It turned out I hadn't built enough houses for people to have... Like, people will live in families and then have kids. But if they're living with creepy old people... and
they don't want to have
kids.
Yeah.
So I wasn't getting any new kids coming through. And then suddenly, all the original people who started all died of old age within about, like, a year or two of each other. Like, an in-game year.
Yeah.
So I went down to, like, 12 people.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck? And then I was slowly getting it back, but my birth rate was about the same as people dying of old age, so there was never quite enough people of a sort of having children age to make enough children, so I was never recovering.
Yeah, that's where the town hall really comes into play, because you can get people showing up asking to live in your town.
Yeah, well, that was my next point. So, in an analogy alarmingly close to real life, immigrants turned up, and it was great. They helped save my city.
Yeah, they come in and they give you new workers the workforce. They stimulate the breeding pool by bringing in outside influences, and it's just fantastic.
Way more workers, so I got more stuff built, and then everyone got happier, and the population was enough to actually start increasing. Yep. And it's great. I mean, I'm up to. I think I've just had to open a second church, which means that I've had just above. So I'm on about
400.
No, I think it's 200 per church. So I filled up my first church and then got another one. So I'm up to like 250 odd population now.
Nice.
And I'm only on the very smallest size map, and I filled up about half of it.
Nice.
So I'm going to keep going until I've filled up this bit of map, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm actually going to start it. I'll start it on a bigger map so I can expand more, and I'll start it on with proper harsh. Because I had a couple of disasters, but they weren't really that bad.
Oh, like fires and stuff.
Yeah, I had one fire which was limited to just a house, and that was fine. And I did have a tornado-y thing.
Oh dang!
But that wasn't too bad. So
have you had parasites in the trees yet?
No, the trees are all right. I've had a hospital, but I've never seen anyone in it ever.
Nice.
So
you're doing well.
I think it seems to be on because I think it's. Do you play it on medium or do you play it on?
I play it on easy. I basically I paid my dues with it, so now I only play it on easy because this can't be asked.
Yeah, you basically played the game in its regular form for a long time, and then you hit a certain point and you just went fuck it, and you installed so many mods that you've basically turned it into your own version of The Sims.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it can still go downhill really fucking quick. Like it's still got that kind of hairpin turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it is really turning on a fucking dime. It's like, everything's fine. Oh my god, I've lost half my population.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yep.
And you have to pause the game and scour what the fuck is happening? Or if you get to a certain point and you're like, I'm doing really well, and you forget to build a hospital, you are fucked.
Yeah, that seems to be.
You are straight fucked. Like one of my first games, it was a large map, so it was quite. I had a lot. I think I had about 200 people, 300 people. And I was reduced to one man. Literally, one man called Colin. I remember him well.
Did you recover from that?
No. And Colin wouldn't die.
What?
Colin wouldn't die. He just... That was it. None of the work was getting done, obviously, but I had I can't remember what it was. I think it was everyone had just starved and frozen to death overnight, but there was just enough for Colin to be fine.
Just hiding amongst the other corpses to keep warm.
Feasting on them.
You are.
Yeah, Colin was pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta kill this guy. Because he was 30.
Okay.
So I was like, shit. I got another half an hour worth of fucking waiting for this guy to die. So I sent him to the opposite part of the map to cut down a tree, because that usually kills people. No, he cut down an entire tree and he came back. And he just kept going back. This guy would not die.
That's because Colin is a Terminator.
He's a fucking Terminator.
He was sent back from the future.
And then he forgot what he was supposed to be doing.
And he's like, well, I probably killed John Connor because everyone else is dead.
Yeah. And I can't be John Connor, so fuck it. Colin the Terminator just wouldn't die.
Wow.
Well, his internal battery is 120 years, so fuck. And the thing is, he would have looked 30, but he probably would have been only about a couple of years old.
Yeah.
So no wonder Colin wouldn't die. It was so clear to me, but now, oh god. So yeah, Banished, very good game.
I'm very much enjoying it. I got it on sale ages ago, I just hadn't had time to play it, so I'll be getting into that.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I think it's one of those games where I'd like it if it had a little bit more to it. But considering it's a small team that made it, and it's quite cheap,
I think it's fantastic. It's really well put together. There's a lot of good, a lot of things that make sense in there, like buildings and things, and you know, I'm trying to figure out how to say it like properly. I can't really articulate today. There's a lot of good things. Like, you know, there's enough buildings so it doesn't get super boring. And then when you get to the end of it where you built everything, it is a bit kind of...
I think that's the biggest problem with the game is that once you've got things to a certain size, you kind of plateau with new things.
Yeah.
So you can keep building out and you keep making duplicates of things, and there are new challenges at keeping a
stable population.
A stable population once they get really big, because suddenly, like, if everyone runs out of tools at the same time, I remember that being one of the things that really fucked over some of my towns.
Yeah, because it's like, it would be nice, like, because you do kind of settle into a like a rhythm, and just kind of like, oh, okay, I'll just sit here and I'll just keep doing this, and then you forget to check things like, what are my tool levels at?
Yeah.
So you're like, one day you'll be like, huh, that guy's got a broken. Wait a minute, oh my
They
fucking
all
god, they
have
all have
broken
broken shit.
Yeah, my solution for that, because I'd heard tools are quite bad, is that I always keep a backup for like a good tool for everyone to all break at once.
Yeah,
and I was like, this is going to be my buffer is going to be as big as the population, just because I've heard that tools kind of spontaneously explode or something.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But I've been enjoying it. It's not, you just kind of keep going, and your population keeps going, and you just have to track everything else. So it's not hard work, but you can't lose focus.
Yeah, I mean, I always play until the CPU can't handle the smoke effects anymore.
Okay, right.
So my frame rate drops. Like that's like how large I get.
How many people is that ish for you?
6. I can't even remember. Probably at least 4.
Okay,
it's like 600, 800, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's quite high. Yeah. So it's, I mean, but it does get to a point where you build so many houses that your frame rate halves.
Yeah, I bet.
Because it's not really meant to be up that high.
I think that's one of those things, like, under normal circumstances, without all the mods on, you wouldn't be able to get such a large population.
Oh yeah, so what mods I don't know if anyone cares, sorry, if anyone doesn't care. Quick summary of what mods you've got.
Stones that give you more stone. Okay. Infinite mining, so like infinite quarries and infinite mines, because that just bugged me. Super horny animals. That's actually the name of the mod.
Great.
Productive citizens, which basically means they can carry twice as much and they go twice as fast on roads. And stable population, which basically raises the breeding age, raises the breeding limit, so they get to like 60 and they can't have kids anymore, instead of getting to like 50 or whatever. And it means that they live like 10 years longer.
Okay.
So yeah. It is kind of cheat mode, but it can still really go downhill very quickly.
Well, I think I've mentioned this before in relation
also,
to...
intensified fishing dog, that's a good one too.
I've mentioned this in relation to other games as well. Like, sometimes, I mean, you know, I enjoy things like Dark Souls as much as the next man, but like sometimes just taking a game that might be complicated and difficult to begin with, but then making it easy and being just something that you can just turn on and play for a couple of hours whilst you're waking up or trying to, zone out or whatever. Like, I think there is very much a value in that kind of thing.
Absolutely. I mean, that is one of my favourite chill out games. So it's, I mean, I've paid my dues.
Yeah.
And even then, if you want to just boot it up with all these mods on first time you play it, I mean, I'd say maybe try it without them on, but I mean, hell, who gives a shit? It's your game. You bought the game.
Totally. It's like people who get angry at the concept of like Dark Souls having an easy mode.
Yeah, it's just like, look, if you're not going to use it, it's fine.
Yeah, why would you care what other people are doing?
No one's making you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember that happened when one of the modern Mega Men when the Mega Man games came out. Is it 9 and 10? I think I don't follow Mega Man, but the ones that were made to emulate the NES games that came out on like PC, and I think they came out on like the PS3 and 360. And I remember like someone I knew was like super angry at like the fact that it had an easy mode. Like, oh my god, they're just making it like so casuals can play it. And it's like, I'm not being funny, but
what's wrong with casuals playing?
It's like, game? You don't have to play it, so why does it matter to you if the game is easier or if there is an easy mode? And it's not like Mega Man is a super easy, super accessible set of games, especially in a modern context, because, you know, back when the original Mega Man games were coming out, yes, Nintendo Hard was a thing, so it doesn't stand out as much, but you play some of those games by today's standards, and they will just rock your fucking dick off.
Yeah.
And they do not care. Because the thing is, like, you were buying something that was, you know, basically the same price as a game today, but 30 years ago.
Which meant that the game was only about 40 minutes to an hour long.
Yeah.
So they made it really fucking difficult.
Yeah. So
because
like,
then it would, you know, you'd feel like you had value for money.
well, it's like, I mean, I think when I kind of got it into my head that I wanted to beat the original Castlevania, and I just kind of did that for a couple of months, like slowly chipping through it, because I'm terrible at old school games, really bad.
I think pretty much most people nowadays are terrible at old school games unless they've been playing it since it came out. Like every few months go, yeah, I'll play that again.
And like, I wanted to do it legit, like not using save states or anything. I wanted to do it legit, so gradually push my way through it, and then by the time I got to the end, I was good enough at it that I could beat it in like, well, I say good, because I mean, I know some records of it are like 15 minutes or whatever, but I could do it in like 40 minutes, which I was like, yeah, no, that's fine for me, because I'm not trying to speed run or anything.
I think you should be proud of that, because that shit's difficult.
Yeah, it's not like it's an easy game, but the thing is, like, that was, I got money's worth from that because of how hard it was, but like, nowadays, that's not how game worth is kind of calculated, so, you know. You can have a game that, you know, you can put easy modes in, and then it's up to the person if they want to use it or not, because, you know. Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's kind of like, a lot of it will be the mentality of, well, I've played this game and it was really hard, and I don't think we should make it easier for new people, kind of like, I had it difficult, therefore no one else should have it easy.
Yeah.
And it's like, while I can understand that mindset, it's really not fucking helpful. Yeah. It's like, look, you know, fucking cut that kind of elitist kind of
it's a
club
shitty mindset
mentality out. I've been guilty of having that mindset, so, you know, I can understand it, but, like, cut it out, because it's really not helping anyone.
Yeah.
It's just ruining gameplay experience for people you don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, look, a lot of people might not have time, they might not be physically able to play games properly.
That's a very important point, yeah.
That is an important point. You know, or maybe, like, young'uns want to give it a play. You know, I'm not saying, like, let your toddler play Dark Souls, although, if they're good at it, you know... It's that kind of thing. It's like, you don't know why someone would want to play it. Maybe somebody's mum really wants to play Dark Souls.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, what's wrong with a mum playing Dark Souls, you know? I think that's fine, you know? Make gaming more accessible to people. Totally. So, you know, then maybe, like, if anything bad happens in video games, people won't basically point at it with the big moral outcry. And maybe helping more normal people who don't understand gaming might be a bit beneficial to all of us, but maybe. Who knows? We need to stop fucking gatekeeping.
Yeah.
So that was an incoherent babbling.
So, fair enough.
Yeah. Easy mode would be good.
Yes. Well, yeah. As long as they keep normal modes as well. Like, give people
keep normal modes too.
Yeah.
But, like, maybe just chuck in an easy mode on the end, just, you know, for anyone who needs it or wants it.
And a crazy mode for you guys like you.
What? Dude, please. The last time I completed a difficult game was Metal Gear Solid 2 on Extreme. I got stuck on Fat Man on European Extreme because I just couldn't fucking put out the C4 boxes quick enough. I just couldn't fucking do it. And now my game is stuck there. I completed it on every single difficulty apart from European Extreme, and now my game is stuck because I didn't alternate my save files. So I can never, ever progress. And like fuck can I go back 15 years later and fucking complete it? Fuck it, I couldn't do it then. Fuck if I can do it now. You know what Metal Gear Solid needs? It needs an easy mode. Oh wait, it had a very easy mode.
Yeah.
It's all very easy to European Extreme. Interesting thing about European Extreme, they found out, or at least they say they did, that Europeans were way better at the game.
Oh, okay, I was about to ask why it was European Extreme.
Yeah. So they put in the difficulty, like, you know with Final Fantasy VII, how they put in European exclusive monsters, like the Ruby Weapon and things?
It was Western exclusive monsters. I don't think it was European.
Yeah, well, Western exclusive kind of thing. It's along the same kind of lines as that, where they were like, shit, Europeans are really good at Metal Gear. Let's put in an extreme mode just for them, which is basically like 2 shots, you're dead. 1 grenade will kill you instantly. Everything is fucking horrible. Like, the guards can see for fucking miles. Even with the weirdo guard AI, it's still pretty fucking severe. But no, I never really had a problem with the actual guards because I knew where most of them were. It's the bosses that fuck me up. But fucking goddamn, I don't know. I guess it's like because it's playing Raiden as well, I just care less.
That doesn't surprise me.
Because Raiden is like, look, Kojima, stop trying to force Raiden. I know he's not doing any more Metal Gears or anything like that, but like, I'm addressing Kojima from 15 years ago. Like, fucking cut that shit out. Nobody likes Raiden. He's not cool. He's a whingy little complainy fucking anime like edgelord, and no one likes him. And if people do like him, you've tricked them. And those poor people. Fuck's sake, Kojima! Oh my god!
I thought he was all right.
Don't make this worse.
In 4 and in Rising.
In 4, it even rained the day I was. Fuck off, Raiden. No one gives a shit what you have to say. Go and cry somewhere else. Fuck's sake. Fucking go. Fuck that whingy little boy.
I didn't say good. I said all right.
He's not all right. He's literally sitting there spewing spaff all over the Nomad.
He did spew spaff everywhere.
He just coughing up spaff left, right, and centre. And I'm like, mate, I have to live here. There is a child present. Could you fucking cut that out?
And he's like, no, he's spaffing everywhere.
He's spaffing everywhere.
From every hole in his body.
Every
a lot
orifice.
More. There's a lot more after the fights he's had.
Yeah, Vamp puts a few more holes in him. Which, honestly, doing like the weird little like dancing on Raiden, I hate Vamp, but that made me like him a little bit.
I will just point out for anyone at home that does not know what we're talking about, Raiden in Metal Gear 4 has like synthetic blood that's white.
In MGS2, he has like white blood.
Does he have it in 2?
He has it in 2, because like they're talking about Because
I knew we had the synthetic blood, but I didn't know if it was white.
Yeah, no, it's white blood. That's what it's military white blood. They give him specialized like blood. That's
you say
with
military white blood as if that's a normal thing.
Okay. For me as a Metal Gear fan, yes, it is. That's completely normal. Nanomachines, etc. But yeah, like there's actually a codec conversation on the tanker, which at the time when MGS2 came out and MGS3 came out, it was kind of... There was like a weird kind of existentialist, did MGS2 actually happen? Or was it just a VR simulation? There's the big question of, is this real? And then MGS4 came along and ruined fucking everything by going, oh yeah, it's pretty real. It's like, fuck you.
I quite like the idea that Metal Gear 2 didn't happen.
I like the idea that...
avant-garde kind of thing.
Exactly, that's kind of the way I view it. Like, Super Bunny Hop did a fucking perfect video on MGS2.
I will say, as much as... It is good to talk about Metal Gear 2. We have got other things to talk about. I'm talking about a game from 15 years ago.
Okay, no, fine. I don't care. Just
maybe
fine.
potentially, maybe.
No, okay. No. Let's talk about all the things that you want to talk about. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I was going to ask if Matt had anything else he wanted to talk about.
Oh, who cares?
No.
Well, I mean, my one last thing I was going to say is actually about a game from about 15 years ago, so I guess I'll brush over that.
No, okay. No, it's fine.
It's fine when you do it. It's not okay when I do it.
This is also... Oh, we got off about 15 minutes about this. Should probably wrap that up.
Okay, Drummer Matt, what about your 15-year-old game?
No, I don't have much to say, to be honest. I might have more next time. I briefly started playing the first Discworld point-and-click.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
See, this Wib will talk about, because he actually gives a damn.
But I mean, I've only played the first half an hour, so I don't have much to say yet, but that'll be next time. But if it's as good as the second one, it will be excellent.
Yeah. Are you doing it with a guide?
I'm currently not, but I probably will.
Do it with a spoiler-free walkthrough.
You will probably have to. I seem to remember there is some bullshit moon logic in that game.
Yeah.
But it is very funny, and of course Eric Idle does the voice of Rincewind, which is quite good. As he does in the sequel.
Yes. But that's me done.
Okay.
I have a quick, I guess, our joint thing. Shall I mention band things?
Yeah, actually, that is totally worth mentioning.
Yes. So, I assume some of you might know, from the music in the podcast, and music on your guys' videos at least, that we are in a band, we're in a band, whatever.
Could be in a band.
We're in a band that we're on a bit of a break while I'm away. But I'm back in October, and we decided to have a 10-year anniversary show.
Yes.
Because that sounded like a great idea. It was your idea, in fact, Matt, wasn't it?
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah, you mentioned it to me, because I mentioned I was coming back, and you said, oh, that'll be almost exactly 10 years since our first gig. So, It seemed like too good an opportunity to miss.
Yeah.
And the fun thing is, it's in the same venue.
Yeah, which I love that fact.
I love that
It's
because,
great.
like, Ryan's bar is so good. Like, we played one of our last gigs there, and it was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
So yeah, if you would like to see us as the band Fighting Evil is Cool, which is our terrible band name,
Which is fantastic.
if you want to see us play a gig, which we've not done since last November,
Yeah, it is free entry.
yeah,
Yeah.
free entry
Free entry?
at Ryan's Bar in Derby on the 21st of October.
Yes.
We will link to our Facebook page for the band in the description of our YouTube video. But yeah, if just Fighting Evil is Cool on Facebook, we've got the event there, we've got the posters there. And if you want to come or not, either way, it'd be nice to see you.
If you want to say hello, then feel free to say hello, and then we can be really socially awkward and
And
not
kind
know
of-
how to respond.
And I'll probably back out of the conversation with finger guns because that's kind of my escape route. So yeah.
No, it should be fun, and we've got one practice
Yeah.
a couple of days before.
So, also, if you are planning to come, don't expect us to be good because we haven't played as a band for like nearly a year.
Yeah, one practice 2 days before the gig. And
Yeah.
that'll be, 11 months since the last time we played together?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's gonna be-
we need to start planning a set list, I think, soon, so we can all have a bit of at least listen through to the songs
Oh
before
right,
then.
wow.
But
That's
we'll
fine.
we'll work it out. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I think we're hoping a lot of muscle memory will kick in,
Yeah,
and
I think we should do that cover that we did the last gig. That cover,
Which one? We did like 3 new covers
Okay.
at the last gig.
the secret one that we did.
Oh yeah, so we'll definitely do that.
we should
Yes.
definitely do that because that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Why-
Especially
why
pretending that we didn't know how to play it.
why are we being coy about this?
Because I
When-
like having secrets.
when we literally played it in front of a crowd of people.
Yeah,
so
but
it's
no
not
one
secret.
listening was there, so it's fine.
We don't know that.
I do.
It's okay.
I know who's listening to this,
God.
and I know who was at that gig. So yeah,
All right, fine.
I am omnipotent in my snooping. Apparently.
Nice. But yes, band thing will be good, and that is the last thing I had to say.
Okay.
So now on to the people that you guys are actually listening to. You guys being the listeners.
Oh no! Everyone loves Drummer Matt. He's a good drum boy.
I had some. This is maybe what we should do. Just go 4 weeks between podcasts. Then I have things to say.
Oh God.
If anyone has any feedback, email us at onlydrummermat at snipeandweb@gmail.com or co.uk. I can't remember.
It's
It's
.com.
.com. It's .com. So yeah, even if it's just like, hey, I think that Jolly Ranchers have got too much sweetener in them. Even if it's that, Drummer Matt wants to know.
I want to know.
He wants to know.
I could send everyone who emails. I could send that photo of me to.
Oh God, yes, yes. Okay, so when Drummer Matt was on holiday in Portugal, he won't text me anymore because I keep texting him horrible jokes.
Don't reply to them anymore.
He's not texted me in like over 2 months because I just keep saying things like just really horrible dad jokes. And I get this text from him out of the blue, which is just this really creepy, derpy, zoomed in picture of him. Like, if anyone's seen that Hugh Jackman picture where he's just like flipping his hair back at the beach and his face is just like plasticine and out of sorts, that's literally what Drummer Matt looks like. And I'm like, well, shit. I don't have anything like dad jokey to say about that.
No.
So, and even though I've sent you like 8 text messages since telling you terrible dad jokes, you've still not fucking said anything.
I honestly don't know how to reply to them.
Well, for a while you just replied with like either you'd send me a picture of you looking cranky, or that one time you sent me a video of you just shaking your head in disappointment. So I just want to be acknowledged.
I think the thing we should be dwelling on here is that Matt said that he will send that picture to anyone that emails that address,
Yes.
and that's a
See,
glorious
people
offer.
are going to be wondering what that is.
That is a thing I will do.
Good.
You should put you should sign it with genuine love, Drummer Matt. Like just that picture. That should be your signature for that account.
With warm, damp hugs.
With warm, moist hugs, Drummer Matt.
Yeah, with hugs moister than a carrot cake.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
With carrot cake hugs.
You know what? I want to move on.
Yep, that's fine.
Snipe, talk about your new channel.
Oh yeah, I have a new channel because I needed to get away from Wib because fucking hell. No, that's not the reason why. The reason why is because my therapist told me I needed to do it.
Yes.
Which I won't harp on. Not that there's anything wrong with poor mental health.
Well, there is. There's nothing wrong with getting help for it.
There's nothing wrong with seeking help for poor mental health. Yeah, I have a new channel. It doesn't really have a solid name, but so far I'm calling it Snipe's Quality Content.
Okay.
Which is kind of a joke, because there is nothing on there that's even remotely good.
Well, you've been doing your Dream Daddy playthrough,
I've been
haven't
playing Dream Daddy. It's a dating game where you date hot daddies.
You were going to talk about it a bit on the last podcast, but then
the balls and dicks happened.
Robert Patrick's balls happened.
To be fair, if I had a pound for every time that Robert Patrick's balls had actively interfered with my life, I'd be a rich woman.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I've been playing Dream Daddy, which is where you play as a daddy.
Oh, you are a dad?
You're a daddy, yeah. So
Okay.
I'm Snipe Man.
And I thought you had to date dads.
Well, no, you do date dads, but you're a dad as well.
Okay, fair enough. I thought you were like a appropriately young person. I don't know.
Oh, no, you're all kind of like, I'd say like maybe mid-30s, 40.
Oh, okay.
I guess, like, they're all youngish dads. I mean, there's, like, one guy who's greying, which is, like, could have had more people greying, but that's okay. And you've got quite a good assortment of daddies. You've got, like,
Daddy's brown
got
sauce.
Oh, God.
No.
No, daddy's brown sauce.
It's not quite as good as HP, but it's...
I am not having this fucking conversation with you again. I'm sorry. I
Alright,
refuse.
Go and talk about your inferior daddies.
Oh, don't you talk about my daddies like that. Oh my god. So, anyway, basics of the story is that you and your daughter, Amanda, who is an absolute badass, she's like the best kid in the world. Like, she's 18 and she's just amazing. You go and move to, like, the other side of town and to a cul-de-sac where all these hot, eligible dads live.
It's a bit weird they all live in one cul-de-sac.
Dad Street.
Daddy Street. Yeah. And you go out and, you just meet them, and, like, the first dad you meet throws a frisbee at your face. I think his name's Brian. He's the red-headed thick daddy. And visually, I think he's quite a tasty boy, but I'm not a fan of his personality.
Okay. Isn't he the one with the corgi, though?
He is the one with the corgi.
How can he have a bad personality if he has a corgi?
Well, no, he doesn't have a bad personality, it just doesn't click with mine.
Okay, fair enough.
So he's, like, sitting there talking about, like, bragging about his 10-year-old daughter, and I'm like, you shouldn't have to stand there and brag about your daughter. Because, I mean, speaking as someone who comes from not the perfect family background, that kind of behaviour really doesn't impact a child well.
Yeah.
Like, sitting there going, my kid can do all this shit, my kid can speak fluent, blah, blah, blah. That's actively kind of damaging. And while he's literally just a video game character, that kind of behaviour is, like, a little bit of a turn-off for me. So I was like, well, you seem like an okay guy. I'm just gonna go over here. So there's the thick red-headed bear daddy. There's the youth pastor daddy, who honestly initially really creeped me out because he's got like the cardigan over the shoulders.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's always got his hands clasped. And he's like, "Hi." His name is Joseph, and he's married to a woman called Mary.
And he looks like a young Soldier 76.
He does, and I'm like 76 has always been a bit of too much of a poster boy for my liking. So I'm like, and he's like, "Oh, hi, Snipe, I'm having a barbecue." And I'm like, "Will there be food?" I'm like, "Yes, there will be food. I'll be there. Don't expect me to talk to people." But yeah, he was just like way too nice, and he brought me cookies, and I'm like, what's in the cookies? Like, I'm gonna end up with my organs missing or something. And there's Coffee Barista Dad, who's like, okay, so this is probably the guy I'm gonna go for. I'm torn between two daddies. That is something I never thought I'd fucking say. Okay, so there's Matt, and he really likes going to gigs and stuff, and he's really into music, and he's socially awkward, and he loves bad puns. Yeah.
Are we still talking about the game? Like,
yes, yeah, and he's got like a really cool tattoo, and he's really sweet. So I'm like, that daddy is really cool, but then there's the other daddy who's like this turbo goth daddy. Okay. He's got like long, beautiful black hair, and he's like dressed in like Victorian era kind of clothes, and he's got like a black gothic house, and like he's got like a big library, and he's got a beautiful garden, and he pins insects and stuff, and he like invites you over for tea, and you have like tea and scones with him. I'm like, oh, this guy is so charming. Like, and he's like, he's not a douche about it. Because you'd expect him to be like, oh yes, well, if you don't like what I like, then, ugh, you're so ungentlemanly.
I'm just going to quickly make it a thing here. Please remember that since this is part of Snipe's ongoing series on a YouTube channel, please don't comment with spoilers in the comments on here for Dream Daddy.
Yeah, no spoilers if that's okay. Because I am doing a completely blind Let's Play. But yeah, I'm probably spoiling a lot, but little bits, you know, it's
please
nice.
don't post spoilers to me as I post spoilers to everyone else.
Okay, like, these aren't, like, major spoilers.
Yeah, I know,
They're literally just,
teasing,
these are the people types. God, shut up, Drummer Matt. Worst daddy ever. So, yeah, like, his name is Damien, because of course it is.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of torn between Damien and Matt, because they're both really, really nice guys, and, like, I really like Damien because he's all into this Victorian era kind of fashion, and he's not a douche about it. And he's very nice, and he's talked about making me, like, some flowers or whatever. I'm like, oh, what a lovely boy. So yeah, and then there's the edgelord daddy, who I immediately laughed at because he's so fucking lame. He's just like, oh yeah, like, I got this tattoo as a reminder, and I'm like, bored. So bored. Go and fucking write your My Immortal fanfiction elsewhere. I don't fucking care. There's Hugo, who I just don't fucking care about. He's a teacher. He's got a piece of shit kid. He's just this fucking stupid shit kid. Don't like him. Who else is there? I think I've named them all. Oh, and there's Genji. Okay. It's not Genji. His name is Craig, and he's like super fit daddy. And I'm not talking about fit as in, oh, he's attractive. I mean fit as if and he works out. He's very athletic. Yeah. He's a really cool dude. He's like, hey dude bro, hey my dude. He's like
Dude bro.
He's such a dude bro, but he is really nice. But like, he's more of the friendship daddy.
Okay.
Yeah, I will say, because I've been watching your playthrough, there is one thing that I am deeply offended about the game though. Which is that it is constantly taking pot shots at your character because he used to be in a ska band.
Yeah, this is the thing. The main character is basically Wib. So, let me explain.
So, you can date yourself then? If you play as Wib and you can go and date him as well?
I can't date... No,
because the other one was
the main character.
The other Matt was like Matt as well.
Yeah, but like, there's there's the kind of like... Oh my god. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my god, that is what I'm doing! Oh my goodness, I didn't fucking... Okay, I just had a realization here. I'm literally making you date you. I ship it. That's pretty good, actually.
In fairness, I guess I should feel, somewhat complimented.
Well, I mean, I guess. But yeah, like, well, I mean, would you date you? Because I mean,
I wouldn't date me. I'm an arsehole.
Well, I mean, yeah, but no, but these guys are like the nice version of. No, I'm joking. But no, like, because it starts out like, and your daughter's like making fun of you, going, "Oh yeah," like, so you looking through photos. Like, this is the first like 10 minutes of the game, so it's not really a spoiler. You're looking through photos, and like, your daughter's going, "Oh shit, I hope we don't find any photos of you in your ska band." And he's like, "Hey, ska's still cool," and I'm like, "Where have I heard this before?" And it was like the Scaminist manifesto.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it even did the ska pun. I mean, it wasn't a very good one.
And the fact it had manifesto in the name made me think, are you basing that off the best ska band, Streetlight Manifesto?
I was wondering. And it's just like, I hope so.
I hope you're referencing them, because anyone that references Streetlight Manifesto automatically goes onto my They Will Survive list. I don't know.
You won't kill them.
I don't know. I think that was, when I started saying that sentence, it was less threatening, and then it just kind of ended up in a bad place.
Yeah, I'll say that.
So let's just move on from that.
Yeah. So yeah, I've really been enjoying it. I think the writing's actually very good. It's not like I've played a lot of dating games, and a lot of them are just like, "Oh, hi, my name is Big Tits, I read books," and I read books, and that's literally that person's character. Or, "Hi, my name's, like, Long Legs running around a field. I'm athletic." You know, it's just like, and that's usually kind of how it goes. I mean, like, I'd say this
tropes.
Yeah, they're all kind of tropes. Like, I mean,
character archetypes.
Yeah, Katawa Shoujo is a fantastic game. A fantastic dating game where your protagonist has an actual arc as well. Basic premise of that is the guy you're playing as, he find out he has a heart condition, so he has to go to a school for disabled people, for like, you know, so they have like nurses and things on hand, for basically for special needs, that kind of thing. And you date like women with disabilities, like there's a girl who doesn't have any legs, there's a deaf girl, there's a blind girl, there's a girl who's like been disfigured because she was in a fire, I think, as well, and like all of the characters are fantastically written, and you really get a sense for them as a character, which is fantastic. And I'm like, there's nowhere near as many dark tones as there is in Dream Daddy, but it's still very well written, and I'm really enjoying the characters, and it's a lot more lighthearted.
So, sorry, are you saying that Dream Daddy has dark tones, or
no,
Katawa Shoujo?
I'm saying Katawa Shoujo has a lot of dark tones.
Okay.
Yeah.
You said the wrong way around there. I got
Sorry,
confused.
my bad. Yeah. But yeah, so like one thing I like about both of those very much is that they are written very well, and like they don't treat the characters as just something you will pursue. They treat them as a character who can also be interested in you. You know, it's hard to explain, but a lot of, instead of just having trope, who you're the only person here who they can date, so they're gonna fucking date you, to kind of they've got their own shit going on. So I like that. I think that's very good. So yeah, two very good games, but I'm really enjoying my Dream Daddy playthrough. My biggest problem, especially like with Let's Plays, is that I want to play more of it, but I can't unless I record.
Yeah.
So I need to...
It's been a while since we've had that problem, considering the last two Let's Plays we've done on the main Snipe and Wib channel have been Beyond Two Souls and Eisenhorn Xenos, two games that we will do anything to not play.
Exactly, yeah. So it's a weird problem to have. I mean, it's a good problem to have, rather than dreading it.
We should probably do some Let's Plays of games we actually enjoy on the main channel at some point.
Yeah, people have been asking for a while about playing an MGS3 Let's Play, and it's like, guys, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I don't think you guys will like it, because it'll literally just me be gushing about it constantly in between me breaking out in song singing the theme tune.
Yeah.
It's literally going to be a mess. Holy shit. I can't contain myself around that game.
Well, just put down some towels first, it's fine.
Yeah, put some... Get Matt in his floaty rings. He'll be fine.
So yes, be sure to subscribe to Snipe's quality content on youtube.com.
It's not all going to be gaming, but most of it's going to be gaming.
Yeah, you're starting off with a Let's Play, but you're going to have other stuff on there eventually.
Yeah. So...
I actually uploaded something to my channel as well.
Did you?
Yes.
Oh wait, you did. I saw it. It was well good.
I actually properly named my channel as well. I actually did it earlier today.
You didn't tell me.
Yeah, it's actually probably called Wib Does Stuff now, as opposed to just Wib, because that makes it actually possible to find now.
Well,
I like just
okay.
Wib, like as in JUST Wib.
I like
Wib.
that one too.
Just Wib.
Just Wib.
I mean, I suppose Wib Does Stuff is more accurate.
Yeah, it's also the name that I've used for my Tumblr for years.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
it's it kind
Which
of
is really funny because you don't do any stuff on Tumblr.
I know I don't do anything on Tumblr anymore, but still, all I do is repost videos.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
all I do. But yeah, so I got into watching lots of Lego content one night,
You dirty bastard.
especially watching Lego trains.
Ooh, that
You are
sounds
so
satisfying.
fucking... You guys are so British. Englishmen and their trains. Oh, what kind of train was it? Was it the low-backed carriage?
You don't
Muffin.
know anything
I don't know
about
fucking
trains, do
anything
you?
about trains. You know what? I'm fucking proud of myself for that. Because holy shit. It is literally a countdown timer till Drummer Matt comes back and lives in the country and you two go train spotting together. It is a fucking countdown. Like, oh, Matt, look. It's one of them. It's this on the fucking serial number.
Intercity 225.
And Drummer Matt go, oh, an Intercity 225. I've not seen one of those around here. Oh, I wonder where it's going. Shall we have a bit of an imagine? Oh, now I'm going to the seaside. I'm a bit tired now. That was a bit too much excitement for me today.
What I like is that at some point in your head, you're like, I don't know if an Intercity 225 is a real train, and you don't want to know.
I don't know
because
care.
it'll make you think less of me if you find out it's a real train.
I just don't care.
It is a real train, by the way.
Oh my god! And I bet you knew that, Matt. I bet you fucking knew that. It was like, yes, we've been talking about the Intercity. Fuck off. Fuck off the pair of yous.
I think it's a real train anyway.
See, someone's going to come in and go, well, actually...
Maybe I've got the name wrong. I don't know. It has
you
been a long
fake
time.
train fans.
It has been a long time. But yeah, so I was watching, I was like, people who were making large train sets that go all the way through their house and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, the sort of thing that you wanted to do as a kid and your parents said, no, you can't do that.
My uncle has one. He lives down in Brighton, and he's got one on the top floor of his house. There's like 2 rooms, and there's like one room is literally like a metre boarding around the whole edge of the room, and you have to like duck under it to get under the door, and then stand up in the middle of it. You've got it all the way around you, and then there's like a hole drilled through the wall, and it goes off into the room next door, goes around the room next door, and comes back. It's the best.
Can he be my uncle too?
That does sound pretty fucking hardcore.
Yeah, excellent.
But yeah, so I watched a bunch of those videos, and I thought, you know what? I've still got some of my Lego from being a kid, and I fancy like building some Lego. That sounds like fun. So I went and got a kit that is very old, from 1985, because it's one that my mum had, and she gave it to me when I got old enough. A Lego Technic set. And so I just recorded myself building a Lego go-kart.
A Lego kart?
Yeah.
Isn't that French for go-kart? I'm sorry.
Stop
I'm very
this.
sorry.
So yeah, so I uploaded a video of that, which, you know, some people seem to enjoy.
I enjoyed it.
So that's a thing.
It was nice seeing you do flourishes with your hands.
Yeah, I kind of had the camera in front of my, focusing at the table. I'm actually sitting behind it. It's a weird position to be in.
Oh, weird, yeah.
Yeah, I might do some more of those at some point.
I think you should, because I thought they were quite interesting.
Cause I've still got a bunch of, especially Lego Technic lying around, and it's all old stuff. You know, like obviously the one that I did was the oldest one, because that's from
It was like 32 years old.
Yeah, from 1985, and the other ones I've got are from like the mid-90s. So. It's one of those things where it's like, well, some people get a kick out of this, and it's quite fun to do, so I'll probably do some more of that. On the video game front, I have been playing a game called Chroma Squad.
I've heard about this.
Which is it's a turn-based RPG based on the like Super Sentai shows, like stuff like Power Rangers. Where you're playing as a bunch of the stunt actors who get sick of working for the big corporation and decide to
it's
go...
like based on the actual shows, not what the shows are about.
Yeah, it's based on the actual making of it, and then have to you make your own show. You go off and you have your like homemade equipment that you upgrade, and hurling abuse at the stunt actors who show up and refuse to dress in the right costumes or show up at the wrong times, trying to on the fly assemble shows from it. And you've got to like time your things. The game it kind of reminds me of most is something like there's other games that do this, but this is the one I think of, is Front Mission, where it's like tile based, like turn based kind of thing, where it's all about like positioning and such, but it doesn't have. Okay, it's actually nothing like Front Mission, but the movement's like Front Mission.
Okay.
It's the one that always
For those taking notes at home, cross out battling like Front Mission, and just replace with movement like Front Mission.
Cross out where it says like Front Mission with not actually.
Yeah.
But it's all about positioning yourself correctly, so and you doing fancy things to engage the audience, because you have like a bar that's like the audience engagement for it. So you have stuff like, rather than just doing an attack, you can press a button that does like, your character does like a fancy pose, and they'll do like teamwork moves. So if you want someone to run further and they run past the point where someone who's had this thing activated is, he'll give them like a leg up and throw them, so they'll jump further, and you get like a bonus for doing like the acrobatics.
That sounds amazing.
Or if you have someone doing that, and then you have someone else standing next to them, and you get them to attack someone, then they'll both join in. And to do the big final attack, which is you'll get like super good ratings for beating the big enemy with the big attack, which is where you get all 5 of your characters, with 4 of them with teamwork enabled surrounding the enemy, and then the last one you do an attack, and so it does like the ultimate attack where all 5 of them attack at once and does like crazy damage.
Attack kind of thing.
Yeah, but you've got to do that. But the best place to do that is right at the end, because you get the best ratings because you've saved up all of your big attacks for the end, as you would if it was a show. And then
again, there's always that part in the show where like they do the big attack and nothing happens, and they're like, "Oh shit!" And then that's when they get super duper powers given to them.
Yeah, that does kind of come into it. Like I just beat the season 1.
You just beat season 1. That's a great way.
Where at the end you get the equivalent of Zords. You get your big mech. You can also change like the name of all these things and like all the names of your characters and the colours of them and things.
That sounds amazing.
It's quite cool. They apparently ended up in some legal trouble from Cyban, who own Power Rangers.
Yeah,
But then, not technically. They're just any people in suits, right?
Yeah, but it was very obviously inspired by it, and
you start off with the basic Power Ranger loadout, like
colour-wise,
you get like the red, the black, the yellow, the blue.
I mean,
pink.
the game was kick-started, and apparently what happened was when they were, I don't know if it was while they were in development or when it had only just come out, Cyban contacted them and basically said, okay, we can do this one of two ways. Either we're going to take you to court because this is obviously based on our IP, or we can work out a deal where you pay us royalties. Kind of sounds like they were kind of being strong-arm dicks about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because honestly, playing it, it's like, yeah, it's inspired by Power Rangers, but this could be based on any, like, Sentai show. Like, there's loads of them, and they're all kind of similar.
Yeah, but Cyban really wants that money.
Yeah, which is presumably why it has on the title screen, like Chroma Squad, and then underneath, like, inspired by Cyban's Power Rangers.
Even though it's just Super Sentai
yeah,
shows in general.
it's just general thing. I mean, God, I always forget the actual name for it. The actual Japanese name for those type of shows. It always,
Fake fan.
It's I always forget it. But there's loads of the shows. But the game's pretty good. You get an interesting thing like after when you finish an episode, at the end you see like the social media. Like the equivalent of Twitter, people talking about the show. So occasionally some people saying like, God, the costumes are a bit haggard, but people saying like, oh my God, that amped up so well, like, oh, it was so good.
That sounds pretty good.
But I thought it was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Oh, what's it called?
A Chroma Squad.
Chroma Squad. I'll keep an eye out.
Yeah, yes, worth getting.
I'm going to write it down.
You're going to write it down.
Chromas.
We did also play D&D last week too.
Yay.
Yeah.
It's been quite a while, but well, that's D&D for adults.
Yeah.
You don't get to play that often.
And we've got to fill in everyone at home about our adventures because people seem to enjoy it when we do.
Yeah, and honestly, like people liking it makes me feel kind of fuzzy inside. I'm like, yay, this stupid shit I do makes people happy.
I did see someone mentioned, I think a couple of episodes ago, and I meant to bring it up just to quickly summarise this. Especially people who are joining in late to sort of summarise the group that we're playing in.
Okay.
Of what each person's character is.
Sure. That's a good idea. We should probably do that every time, kind of like, every other time.
So, Drummer Matt here is DMing. I am playing a barbarian dwarf named Johnny. He's kind of a weird punk rock dwarf. And Snipe, you are playing...
I'm playing Nathaniel Galahalt, the warlock who's a bit of an idiot and doesn't want anyone to know who he's a warlock, because he's really paranoid about it.
Yep.
He is a jack of all trades who drinks too much and has trouble taking things seriously.
And our friends Ash and Sarah are playing the characters Talus. Ash is playing Talus, the elven rogue, and Sarah is playing Sora, the dragonborn wizard.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she is also terrifying in the way that she tries to be nice and she ends up being horrifying.
I know, I love that one intended because that was completely accidental, and then she did it.
And now that's just her, and
Yep.
it's perfect.
It's
It's
excellent.
great.
And check out 2 episodes ago for the story behind that.
Yes.
And they're all currently level 4. Is that right?
all level
Yeah.
4.
So we started at level 1. So just because none of the guys have played this version of D&D, I don't think, before.
No. But yeah, so we finished off the thing that we were actually the other couple of episodes ago. We finished off that little adventure quest, whatever you want to call it, where we had to go and get a book.
I'd say that mini story, I guess.
Yeah, so we had to go and acquire a book, and we were inside in a big old abandoned church.
Yeah.
And
we killed a bunch of guys on the surface.
Yeah, and so we were left at the start of the session. We had to go down deeper into the underground.
The tombs
beneath the catacombs. That's the word I was thinking.
Catacombs.
The catacombs are underneath the church.
Catacombs.
Sounds like a Pokemon.
Don't you? No, it's like I like the catacombs. It's where I eat my favourite ice cream that has honeycomb in it.
No.
Okay. Well,
What? I'm gonna go comb my hair.
Okay.
It's just
So
I'm
we
having fun with pronunciations. Ignore me.
So yeah, we went down and we found a large room that we sort of the rogue has a poke in, sees if they can see anything.
Yeah, because
and
she's an elf, so she can see in the dark as
Yeah.
well, so that helps.
so rolling various perceptions.
Yeah, we're
and
all
things.
rolling perception, and all of us. I don't think none of us got above a 6.
Yeah, we had this run where all of us were in the room looking around this dark, dreary room and constantly rolling perception, all of us, for various things, and just all of us rolling so shit.
So yeah, the guys they were all in this first room they got to, all rolling horrendously on perception checks, slowly edging forward to see if they could see more of the room. Kept rolling so badly. Mima's character Nathan ends up. What did you do? You stepped out into the open and started flexing.
Okay.
I don't know the logic behind this.
Okay, so we were there for a good while, all failing our perception checks and having no idea. We didn't see or hear anything. So my character grows very restless. So he's like, okay. So he decides to step out in the middle of the corridor, and he's like, well, if there is anyone here, there's no way they'll be able to ignore this, and he flexes, and then he gets fucking shot. Fucking immediately, Drummer Matt, I get shot immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my character's like, oh, well. He staggers behind the pillar, clutching his arm, and he's like, I found them. Saving the party. A lot of grief,
Well,
and a lot of wasted time.
At least after you got shot, we knew that we were being attacked by seemingly endless skeletons.
Hey, I bleed for this party, okay? I
think
bleed.
The worst part so it turned out what the things that we'd been rolling perception for the entire time and obstinately ignoring were some skeletons that are in the room. And
some
Well, the
scary
first few
skeletons.
checks would see if you just noticed the piles of bones and things around. And
We
there wouldn't
did
be
not.
anything spooky about them. I think it just would have been part of the description of the room. But you didn't notice anything then. And then after they started sort of moving ever so slightly and sort of gaining some sort of form, you had another chance to spot them, and just no one did.
Yeah.
Apparently we're all walking around with blindfolds on, because we didn't fucking notice shit.
So we end up in a very long fight with how many skeletons were they in there? Because they kept reforming.
was like at least 10.
10. They weren't reforming ones. There was just quite a lot of them.
That would just gradually
there
appear.
was
So.
yeah,
Yeah.
not all of them appeared at once, and they sort of slowly started to appear.
The worst part was, I got flanked by a couple of skeletons, and I don't know. Now, Drummer, I will never think of you as being a vindictive DM, but karma fucking pimp slapped me. So I have a total of 24 hit points, and I was sitting there thinking I had the biggest dick in the world because I didn't get hit last combat.
Yeah.
Oh, I was so good.
You totally didn't mention that before this combat.
No,
No,
I totally didn't mention that.
That didn't have. To be fair, that didn't have an effect. It's just that you
No.
stood out in the open in the middle of the room.
Like a twat, and then I got shot. To be fair, that is so in character.
Yeah, exactly.
though.
Yeah. It's not me being vindictive. It's me to get skeletons going towards their closest target, who happens to be stood in the middle of the room flexing.
Like a twat, yeah.
I've just thought about it. I would never ever tell anyone that they should draw something for us because an artist's time is very valuable.
Absolutely.
But I would love it if someone drew a picture of like Nathan flexing and then just the next frame of just an arrow just going, oh fuck.
I have. If anyone does,
I've
not
did
that they
that myself,
should. You
actually.
should do that. I have reference on my Tumblr. But yeah, Nathan, I love the guy, but he gets a little scatterbrained sometimes, and maybe focuses very hard on certain things that don't matter. He's like I'm a little bit like that. He's very much like that.
To be honest, I noticed most of the group is like that.
What, very scatterbrained?
No, gets very super honed in on really minor details that don't matter.
Yeah, it's because we're new to it. We're testing the water.
Oh yeah.
But Nathan's just like that all the fucking time. So yeah, this combat sequence went through interesting. So Nathan got shot and it took off 5 HP. So I'm at like 19 HP.
How much HP do you have?
24.
Oh, 24.
Yeah, because my armor class is 12 because I get to use my super duper mage armor.
Ah, yeah.
Well, it's like warlock armor, so it has to be called something dark and dismal. So it's like cloak of shadows or something like that. I can't remember. Like shadowy armor. But yeah, and I'm just like, oh fuck. And so like skeletons start popping up. We still can't see the far right hand side of the room where I've been shot from because no one's in line of sight there. I can't remember why.
Oh, it's just dark.
It's just dark. Yeah, it's dark. There we go. So everyone's going through their combat, and I get flanked by 2 skeletons. One of them cuts the shit out of me with a sword. So the first hit takes me down by 5 points, and then I get taken down by like another 5 points, and I just keep getting hurt. And I'm like, oh fiddle-dee-dee. I am getting harmed quite severely right about now. Probably not because of my actions. I reckon it's just some other weird nebulous thing that's hurting me. Maybe this in charge of everything. I'm joking. Skeletons are gonna fucking beat the shit out of me. That's fine. So, what was it? I remember you came to my rescue.
Yeah, I came to your rescue because you were getting. You were getting chunks carved out of you.
I got down to 2 HP, which. Now, Nathan is a bit of a drama queen. So he's like, I'm dying! I'm fucking dying! He's carrying on like that.
You see, I think this is actually just... It's a holdover from... I remember you used to do this all the time when we'd play WoW. You would scream that you had no health. And then we'd look over to you and you had like half health. Okay. And it's like, you're fine.
Okay, no. A, I used to tank fucking dungeons and raids.
Yeah,
and B, I get to half health, something's fucked up.
Half health is fine.
It's not It's not fine.
Really fine.
Okay, but I was at 2 HP.
Yeah, but you weren't dead.
I know.
And you weren't knocked out. You were fine.
Okay, no, I know this. Nathan doesn't. He's in a lot of pain and he's like, ow. I'm in a lot of pain. I've been shot, I've been carved, and I've been punched in the face. I'm feeling a bit rough, actually.
In fact, like, you got away from the skeletons that were harassing you.
Yeah, what did you start doing?
Oh, I think I stated that because I popped one of my rages because we didn't
popped one of your rage bonus.
Yeah, because we didn't know how long it was going to last, and it seemed like the skeletons just kept coming.
Yeah.
I think I stated something along the lines of that my character was because him being a performer outside of his barbarian roles, he was singing a song that he'd made up in his head. That was something along the lines of...
It was an old dwarven like song.
Yeah, it's something like
skeleton warrior. Like, because no one in the party can speak dwarvish, so we're like, what the fuck is he singing about? Like Nathan's getting chunks carved out of him, going, what? Why are you doing this?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Anyway, we get through the rest of those skeletons, because they were just fucking skeletons, who gives a shit?
Nathan fucking collapses, and he's got back of his hand to his forehead, and is like, I think I'm dying. I couldn't possibly move on.
Woe is me.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna die! No!
So we have a bit of a sit down to let Nathan, pick up all the bits of him that were cut off and staple them back on.
Some bits of organs.
And we sneak down this corridor, and then we get to a door.
After a good while, we get to a door.
After a while, we get to a door. This big set of double doors that has a very large and ominous keyhole.
Yeah. So you guys, you come down this corridor, met up to a door. There was a keyhole because I think Talis asked if it looked like it was locked, and I said there's a keyhole in the middle of the door. Didn't say it being a lot. It wasn't particularly large and ominous. I don't think it was just a keyhole. To which we have a discussion about what to do and whether you need to break through it, and do we have a key, and do we need to go and get a key? Then
the key I had didn't work.
Yeah, the key you tried a key for, which was for the upstairs
door. I tried
door.
a key and it didn't work.
And it definitely didn't work. Just didn't fit in the
keyhole. It
keyhole.
didn't work. It didn't fit.
So then they decided that Talis was going to pick the lock. Makes quite a good roll on the locks picking, but very quickly.
Wasn't it with a mage hand?
From a distance in case. Yeah, check for traps first, and then.
Again, really low perception. Whatever.
Yeah. And then, with a mage hand, so at a distance, try and, because our rogue is a arcane trickster, so knows some spells and stuff. so can do things at a distance with a mage hand. Tries to unlock the thing, and then realises that it's not locked. None of you actually tried it.
No, the way you came up was even better, which is like, okay, so as like about halfway through, you're messing with the locks, you realise it isn't locked. We erupt in fucking laughter.
Because in all the stress, none of you actually tried to have a look.
No one have actually tried to open the door. Like Nathan, he tried the key in the lock and it didn't fit, so he was like, well, I guess it's not going to work.
You see, I was very disappointed in myself because I kind of pride myself on being...
You're the door opener.
I'm normally the one that does this. When people are over-analysing how to do a thing, like open a door, I'm usually the one that goes, I just try it to see if it opens.
It's always worth checking for traps, and it's always worth checking for things, but sometimes the door isn't trapped and there isn't a lock.
Yeah. And we were just all apparently in the mindset that this was obviously going to be more of a hassle than it was, and so we wasted 10 minutes opening a door
painfully about how to open. And then after that, it's like you figure out that the door isn't even locked. Talus goes, oh, I clear my throat, I stand up and I put my tools away and I go, there we go, guys, that was a hard lock to pick. Ooh, I'm good, but oof, that was serious. I've opened it. And then she opens the door. And then we go into this, enormous kind of, what is it,
an antechamber?
It's an arched-roofed crypt.
Yeah.
So there's, loads of little arches and stuff. Very ornate, very, very old-school kind of spooky crypt. And we peer in, and there's, these big columns leading to this platform with stone steps that go up to it, and there's a thing there, like a sarcophagus or whatever, and there's a guy in black robes, and we're like, this is a boss fight. We're gonna fuck this guy up so fucking hard. So we're like, okay, this guy's obviously massively badass. So we're like, we should flank him so we can get flanking bonus. We are metagaming a little bit. So we're like, okay.
Yeah, not really metagaming. Using combat tactics is what your characters would do, so.
So we're like, okay, so Talus and Sora, the rogue and the wizard, they go off down the bottom. They go off to the left, behind the pillars, and Johnny and I, we go to the right. So Talus and Sora make a stealth check. They get to the pillar. That's great. Johnny, the dwarf, makes a fantastic stealth check. Goes off. Then it's Nathan's go. I roll stealth check, which is based on dex. I have -1 to my dex. I technically get 0. So Nathan, he opens the door. He starts to run, and he falls straight on his stupid fucking face, as loudly as he possibly could. Then gets up and scuffles sheepishly towards the pillar. I look around and, what was it, Drummer Matt, you said, no one seems to have reacted to that. You don't think anyone's heard you. So I'm like, oh, thank fuck, we're too far away from the guy. At this point, the guy in the black robes raises his hands and he clicks and we all freeze. And I'm like, this is probably my fault. Maybe. Maybe that, it could be my fault, but come on, we're all at fault as much as I am. And he gives us this big kind of, speech of, aha, I knew you'd come, but you shouldn't be here. And we're like, fucking how the hell does he know? None of us can move or do anything. So we're just like, okay, shit. And he's, basically doing the big bad guy thing of, aha, maybe my new experiments will entertain you. And we're like, oh, please don't be skeletons. We're fucking sick of skeletons. So then he vanishes, and then we regain control of our bodies. And there's a giant fucking zombie ogre where he's fucking teleported away. It's it just shambles up, and it's huge. It takes up 4 fucking squares.
Yeah, I was using the stats for zombie ogre, but it's more of a sort of big abomination, bodies sewn to it and extra limbs and grossness.
It was
big
pretty
stitches and bulbous bits and paws and things coming out of it, and
like that thing from Warcraft.
The abomination.
The abomination, yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, big creepy things like that. Flesh abominations.
And there was 4 other random zombies in the room as well.
Which, I think we managed to take them down pretty well.
Yeah, the actual, because
this is the fight where we actually started doing well.
I think this is, we started actually realising how to play our characters a bit.
Maybe, yeah.
It's taken a while, but...
Hey.
I know, no, it did, honestly. I mean, I don't know how it felt to you, Matt, but it did feel like we started actually understanding how to do it a little bit better.
Well, I was really proud of myself and the tactics I was employing. I'm quite pleased with myself there.
Yeah.
Many don't stand next to the things that can pummel you into jelly.
Yeah.
Talis has started to use more, because when I'll say she because the character's a she, when she leveled up before and became an arcane trickster, suddenly got like spells, so started just chucking spells around, and spells are all well and good, but like just standard like damage cantrips, like your basic level spells, are not as good as the rogue sneak attack. But she was like, no, acid flash. I was like, but you have much more deadly daggers in your hand.
Acid.
No. But acid's cooler. I was like, I mean, well, I can't argue with that.
It's cooler, but it's also way more fucked up. Like, stop throwing acid at people.
Yeah. Sora's still playing it more interesting because she's the wizard and she'll just run straight into combat because a lot of her spells are touch spells, so she just like charges at them.
Yeah, she'll fucking power run into a group and then just fucking vaporize anything near her.
I mean, yeah, it's worked so far, so...
Well, I mean, like, she started doing better damage to the fucking skeletons than we were doing, because she had a bludgeoning weapon.
yeah, that's true.
She just starts hitting them with a staff, and we're like, how the fuck are you doing so well?
But yeah, I quite liked how it eventually went down, because we had the whole thing of is it just any zombies in it they'll cut if they're not killed on a critical or something they'll.
Well, isn't it like if you kill them with like a high damage attack?
Yeah, well, basically,
the higher, if you kill them on low damage,
with the killing blow, the higher damage it is, the less likely it is that they'll come back.
Yeah.
They get a difficulty check thing depending on how much damage was done to them. So some of them came back, some of them didn't. They only come back on 1 HP, but if it's their turn, they still get to punch you. So
yeah.
So we wail on the zombies, sometimes coming back, sometimes not. And then we got to an interesting one where, so after dealing with some zombies on the other side, I'd run across and I'd gone for my full blown frenzy, where I get like I get like 2 attacks per.
Leaving me on my lonesome.
That's fine. You were fine.
I was fine.
To go and start hacking chunks out of this giant ogre thing. And Talis was on the other side of it as well. And then you decided...
Oh no, like Sora, she jumps up on one of these things and uses Thunder Wave, so it knocks it back all the way into my line of sight.
Yeah, and then Talis and I are on either side of it, and then you use Dissonant Whispers,
which is a fantastic. I used Shatter previously, which if you don't know what Shatter is, it's perfect.
Shatter's great.
Shatter is amazing. It's so fucking cool. So I used Dissonant Whispers, which does like a bunch of psychic damage, and I think you still do damage if they save, but if they don't. I can't fucking remember.
They have to run away from
you.
They
have to run as far as their speed allows, away from you, because they're kind of like they know it's you screaming in their brain, and it freaks them the fuck out, and they have to run away. So I cast Dissonant Whispers. It hits. The thing gets really scared. It runs out of combat. Now, for those of you who know anything about D&D 5e combat, if you break away, if you run away from someone after being in contact with them, they get an attack of opportunity on you. So, because the zombie ogre abomination thing was being flanked by not only our barbarian, but our thief, we got 2 awesome attacks against that stupid fucking giant bastard zombie thing. Johnny, of course, misses terribly.
Yeah, because I whiffed like crazy.
Yeah, he always misses when it counts. Yeah. He always rolls a 1.
Yeah.
Talis, oh my god, Talis. Matt, do you want to explain what went down? Because I don't think I can do it justice.
I don't know, I think you might be able to. Partially because I can't entirely remember.
Okay, so I'm glad to know that you thought it was as cool as I did. So, by basically being massively scared and running past, he breaks away from Johnny. Johnny takes a swing, misses terribly, because Johnny.
Yeah.
Talis, she's got a rapier and she's got a dagger, because she's a fancy girl like that. She, jumps up, slashes for the throat, gets the rapier kind of stuck in there, stabs it in, the ribs, kind of around the upper abdomen, swings around, and as it's coming down, basically shears its throat open. And it crashes into the floor and is no more.
Whilst also getting mildly trampled, because she was in the way.
Yeah, whilst almost getting trampled, yeah. And we're just like, fucking yes! That was so cool! So we're all sitting here going, that was amazing. And so we start going, okay, fight's over, time to loot. One of the zombies gets back up, while Johnny's got his back towards him. So he takes a massive swipe at you.
Yeah.
Talus, not being content with the most fucking badass kill in the game so far, she turns around and she goes, I run up behind Johnny, I leap into the air with my daggers at the ready, I jump off his axe, and then I land full force on this zombie with my blades.
Ah, yes, I remember.
Yeah, fucking aces her athletics roll. And just smashes this zombie into dust. It is not getting back up again. She brought the force of gravity and, like, elven fury on it. Like the fists of an angry god. And just fucking smashes this thing into pieces. And we're like, alright, fucking show off. Yeah, we get it, you're cool. Fuck's sake. I mean, like, and then we go and get loot, which is like a bunch of health potions and some potions we don't know, which is probably just a greater health potion, to be fair.
Probably.
But yeah, so that was a really cool ending.
And the big guy,
he didn't come back.
who, the big bad guy, the guy who froze us in place, like, he's obviously got more to do with a greater plot, so that's something
we'll
fun
never see him again, that's it.
It would be funny.
It's just... if we never see him, it's like, oh, you see something, like, every time, like, we encounter a bad guy, we think it's him, but it's just not.
And we got the book we're after, it just had some of its pages removed.
Which is, that's worrying.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine, though. And now we've gone back for a well-earned week's rest. And then by the time we're done that, like, Talus should, because she's ordered an accordion from a music shop.
Yeah,
because of
anyway,
course she fucking
a couple
has.
of days, and then you'll have the accordion ready, and Zephyrus, the big main quest hub person.
He's the quest hub.
he'll be ready to see you again, because he was doing a thing for a bit. Yeah, so you were ready to... And I don't have to prepare anything, because I had them both prepared. You could have either waited a week after your last adventure, because you were quite... Talus almost died. So I was like, if you want to roleplay, like, mechanically, you're fine after the first night, after, like, a long rest. But if you want to roleplay...
All your organs grow back.
Yeah. If you want to roleplay it that you need a week to recover, you can wait. We can skip forward a week and you can go see him, or while you're waiting, you can go and find this book. So I had them both ready for you, which means I don't have to do any prep for next time.
Yay!
Not that I mind it at all, but
there was a sizable gap there. So yeah, that was some fun.
One day I'm sure we'll work out how to record a session, but
one day, yeah.
Once we've all a bit more settled into it.
Probably like the second or third adventure, I guess. Maybe we'd start recording them.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, that'd be good. We're saying goodbye now. Thank you for listening, everyone. We hope you have a good day.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I think that my mum's sexy.